Welcome back, viewers. Now, a harrowing breaking news has just emerged out of Bengaluru. A techie killed his wife in cold blood. According to information, a jilted tech engineer killed his wife after she refused to give him a legal separation. According to reports, the man fired 4 shots, 2 in the head and 2 on her arms, killing her on the spot. I have Belly Thomas joining me with more details on the shocking story. Belly, what more can you tell us?
Actually, this is a shocking incident that had, shake the entire city of Bengaluru, where Techie, a 40-year-old Techie, has shot with a pistol his estranged wife on her head twice and on her body again twice. He opened 4 rounds of bullets on her while she was heading to her home after her work. So he has been, planning this, and he had been, loitering around her residence for quite some time after she found out that she was living there, because while she got separated, she didn't inform that she was taking their children, both their children, to this part of Bengaluru, where she had sought transfer from her workplace. So this is a very complicated familial discord that had happened, marital discord that had happened between the husband and wife couple here. And now what we have to get to learn is that the husband who had plotted his wife's murder had come prepared, and he knew the place where she was living, and he was waiting for her to come from the office. And while on the way on 23rd evening at around 6:30 to 7 p.m. is what this incident had occurred in the western suburbs of Bengaluru, in Rajaji Nagar, where the woman was just returning from her work, and all of a sudden her husband, with a loaded pistol, shot her twice on her head and twice on her body.
All right, Belly, stay on with me. Now, according to more information, the accused has been identified as Balamuruga, the husband of the victim, aged 40 years. According to reports, he used to work as a software engineer at Kapkimani, Whitefield, and married his wife in 2011 and separated 1.5 years back. So, Belly, what more can you tell us on this new details that are emerging?
Vaishali, Balamurugan and Bhuvaneshwari, they were native of Salem district in Tamil Nadu, and they had moved to Bengaluru after their wedding that was solemnized in 2011. And it is around 14 years since their marriage, and the couple have 2 children. And they were earlier living in Whitefield, where the wife Bhuvaneshwari was working as an assistant manager with Union Bank, and the husband Balamurugan was working as a software engineer with Capgemini here in Whitefields. And later, it was about 1 year and 5 months ago that they had had their differences in their marital life, and they decided to call quits, and that is what, when she was seeking for a divorce. But the man, the husband, was not ready to give a divorce, and that was the reason that transpired between the major dispute, that she had to decide to not let him know that where she lived. And she all of a sudden 4 months ago, she had planned everything, and she had taken her children without her knowledge to somewhere in Rajaji Nagar, where she sought a transfer from her old office in Whitefield to somewhere to the central Bengaluru, and she had migrated there without his knowledge. So he was not in the know of anything, and he was also, in the meantime, according to police sources, was suspecting her fidelity. He suspects that she was having an extramarital affair, and that was the reason that their relationship fall apart, is what we gather from the inquiries that have been conducted by the cops so far. However, now that the case has been registered, further investigations are on, and further details are yet to emerge, Vaishali.
All right, Belly, stay on with me. Now, the victim in Balamurga had been married for 14 years and had been separated since the past 1.5 years. And this was a result of misunderstanding. The husband doubted his wife, who was having an affair, and the wife was asking for legal separation, for which the accused was not agreeing. Belly, what more can you tell us on this?
Actually, like I said, this is a kind of a complicated marital discord between husband and wife who were married for 14 years, and they have two children, and one works as an assistant manager with the Union Bank and a nationalized bank, and the other one a senior software engineer with a top reputed IT organization in Bengaluru. So here, what we see is that, like, the discord between them had developed so much that he had to literally find out as to where he was living, and he was preparing for quite some time, is what the police believe as of now. And the police are also investigating on to as to how he sourced this pistol. Techie Techie, who's working for a reputed IT organization in the city, like how he managed to source this pistol and the rounds, and he had plans. He had planned to carry out this crime after he finds out where she lived in Bengaluru. So there's been a lot of homework that have been done by this person, and he has committed this crime, and this was kind of a shocker to the residents of Rajaji Nagar, because initially when they heard the gunshots, they were shocked that it was kind of an attack, a terrorist attack or something like that, and that ended up like 4 rounds were fired, and then everybody on that first main road of Rajaji Nagar ran helter-skelter, and they were running for cover. Basically, like all the commuters who were witnessing this crime, is what the police says. And suddenly, all of a sudden, he fires, and the woman who was lying in the pool of blood was shifted to a hospital, where she was declared broad dead. And then they later found out that he surrendered himself to the police. Back to you, Vaishal.
All right, Belly, thank you for joining me. Now, of course, there's more information coming to light. Now, according to reports, 1 week back, Balamurga got a divorce notice from her, and on Tuesday evening, the accused waited for his wife to go on a walk to his house from the office and fired at her using a pistol. The victim was brought dead at Shanbag Hospital with bullet injuries. And I have Belly back with me. Belly, now this is, of course, more details are emerging in this case. What more can you tell us?
Absolutely, Vaishali. So this was details that the police have investigated. This is what the police has investigated into this incident so far. So they have learned that he has pre-planned this murder, and he has come prepared with a pistol, and he was loitering around the place where she was living in Rajaji Nagar, first main, I beg your pardon. And then when she was walking from her office to her home, that was the time, it was around 6:30 to 7 p.m. when he spotted her, and he fired on her, leaving 2 bullets hit her head and 2 on her hands. And later on, she was lying in a pool of blood, and she was taken to a hospital, where she was declared broad dead. And the police have, as of now, registered a case of murder, because he had walked all the way with the pistol, and he had surrendered to the jurisdictional Magadi police, where they have taken up a case, and they've recorded his statement. And the case as of now is like, they are still conducting the Pahajar, the spot inspection, as we call, and the recreation of the crime scene as he will be brought there as to how he arrived there, and things as such, and then everything will be recorded, and he would be charge sheeted for a murder case. Vaishali.
All right, Belly, stay on with me. Now we have more information, of course. Now the accused walked to Magadi Road police station and confessed about the offence and has surrendered himself. So, Belly, this is new details, of course. He's surrendered. What more can you tell us?
Vaishali, like I said, soon after he committed this crime, which happened only for a few minutes after he shot his wife, bullet pumped into her, and she lay dead in a pool of blood while he decided to walk to the nearest police station. That also, the police says that he knew that where he had to go, and he had walked with the weapon, and he had confessed to the crime that he had committed that, and the trigger for this murder, or the motive, the immediate motive for this murder is found by the police, that it was a divorce notice that was sent to her 4 weeks ago, sent to him 4 weeks ago by his estranged wife, and that is what has caused this entire planning and the execution of the murder, is what the police believe. And now what we are getting to learn is that he has confessed to the crime, and he has been booked for it, with the police collecting all the evidence, so that this case is being charge sheeted watertight, and justice is being served to the victim.
Belly, stay on with me. Now, of course, Union Minister Piyush Goyal's first visit